Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to another Nine Souls boss guide, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Fengs. This is going to be Nuwa and Fuxi, I think are their names. Basically a big monster dude, and then also a little chick that plays music and does other weird attacks. Two-phase boss fight here. Basically, you're just fighting the big guy first, and then you're fighting both of them. I mean, you can't hit her. She just, does a bunch of magic-type attacks that makes the fight more difficult. So here is our build. Also, there's the boss fight, by the way, in the Empyrean District, the Sanctum. So you want to open up the shortcut to go up and then to the left, and then grab your, souls whenever you can, or your money or whatever. So here's what I have. Water flow. I like this talisman a lot because you can always just weave it into attacks. You don't have to worry about it. Just R1 and then boom. And then you can be on your way. Shadow Hunter, which feels pretty good for this one. You could probably also get by with the Thunder Buster. But I like the Shadow Hunter because it's just good for adding extra damage. You don't got to worry about it too much. And then Transmute unto Life, which I don't think matters. And then also I need to set 2 Jades actually because I forgot that I had so many other slots. But yeah, Cultivation Avarice, which does nothing, and then Focus Jade. I wonder which one I should set. When HP reaches 0 for the first time, you revive and regain 25% health. That could be helpful. Health Thief. Yeah, let me actually figure out which one to set up here. Okay, so I decided to take the Breather Jade. There's probably much better stuff, and really you can unequip these two because I don't think it matters that much for a boss fight anyways, and then, install something else. But like I've said, I like to get these fights down mechanically regardless of all your bonuses because I feel like that's usually fun to do. And then skills, I basically have everything except for these bottom 4 and also this. So just focusing on damage and also the water talisman damage and usage. So, yeah, this fight isn't too bad, especially the first phase is pretty doable. At first, it's intimidating because he just does a lot of these kind of jump slams and big dragging attacks that have huge hitboxes. The main thing that threw me off is when he, slams and then he drags backwards. That hitbox is huge. But this guy also will do a red charge attack, which you want to hold L1 and then release at the right time, and that will stun him, and you'll be able to do some huge damage to him. Outside of that, yeah, deflecting his attacks is not too bad at all. It's really just the drag that throws me off, and then, yeah, you're always looking to super deflect that big red slam because you'll be able to deal a ton of damage to him. And I think that's pretty much it for the first phase. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have too many tricks, kind of just does a lot of big slamming attacks that you want to time L1 to deflect and then use your water talisman or your empowered charge attack when you have key charges. Now in phase 2, his sister will basically add all these attacks that makes it more difficult. Usually she'll put little red tracer circles on you, so you obviously don't want to stay in one place for too long. You want to keep moving because those will explode or whatever. She'll also do 2 little daggers, so you want to just time, pressing L1 twice when they're coming to hit you, which could be tricky because if you're trying to super parry his big red slam, but then you also have to parry her 2 daggers, it can be very tricky to get that super parry off. Also, she'll send out snakes from one side of the map to the other. You basically just want to kind of jump and then dash to avoid the snakes. I think it goes once and then comes back the other way. And I may be forgetting an attack or 2, but we'll talk about it once we get into the fight. So let's get into the fight. Alrighty, so yeah, this first phase is not too bad whatsoever. The big tip here is to basically always stay under and behind him. I'm going to grab my money first just because I have a little bit. Doesn't really matter too much. You always want to spend money before you, start grinding a boss fight. Anyways, he'll always do big slamming attacks in front of him, and that's pretty much it. I mean, so yeah, if you stay below him and kind of a little bit to the back, you have a lot of wiggle room to get around his attacks. Like I said, the only thing that's really annoying is when he claws backwards. It really throws you off, so just always be looking to kind of jump up and away from it. When he does this big jump slam, easy peasy, tap L1. That'll get you a key charge, and always be hitting this guy because you have, constant chances to be hitting him. Now, if you're in front of him, he's going to do this onslaught of attacks, as you can see here, where he just keeps on slamming in front of him. So it's a good opportunity to, yeah, get behind him, but always keep in mind he's going to do that drag. There's the drag right there, and you can see that hitbox is insane. like you still get hit by it, like even if you're not genuinely in its like, where he's attacking. So you really want to avoid that claw. But yeah, when he does the jump slam, easy peasy deflect. That one's pretty easy to time. And then outside of that, I'm always charging an attack, which uses up a key charge for me because I have that bonus. But yeah, always looking to get big charged attacks landed onto him. Now here, this is what you love to see. As soon as you see him start to do this, stand still, hold L1, do the empowered charge, and release it when he lands. This will stun him and also get you key charges so you can use your talisman. Again, I like the water talisman because it just will go off no matter what. You don't have to worry about like holding it to charge it up. But yeah, you always want to see that big red slam because it's basically just a ton of free damage. It's super duper easy to super deflect it. But yeah, he'll also do this kind of running slash, which again, if you're staying behind him, you don't really need to worry about. He'll charge at you and do the same thing, and he'll slam down with that musical instrument or whatever. So as long as you're staying underneath and behind him, very easy first phase. Just takes a while to whack him down in terms of his HP. But yeah, just always go for that big red mega counter. You have a ton of time to be able to do it. Now here in the second phase, his sister is basically going to make this a lot harder because she's going to constantly be throwing out attacks. And really, the challenge of this game is not getting interrupted when you're trying to do something. So she'll always start off by placing these little red area of effects, and these are super duper easy to avoid. You have a lot of time to get away. Just don't stay in the same area when she's summoning these. And yeah, you want to spam all of your arrows here. I find that the homing arrows are super duper good here because they'll basically always be tracking him constantly. And whenever you have a key charge, just make sure to weave in either the charged attack, which I like, or, the water talismans or anything like that, especially the talismans because they will blow up his internal damage. So here I see he's about to do the red slam, but she's got 2 daggers coming, right? So I'm going to try to time the deflects on the daggers and also hold the supercharge and then release it, and boom, we get it successfully. I also have 4 charges now, so I'm going to whack him a bunch and then look to use my key charges, or at least I should be. Yeah, there we go. We place down the water talisman, throwing out more arrows. You really just want to go all in on him when you have time, when you super parry him, because yeah, the sister will constantly be throwing stuff out and makes it really difficult. The main thing that will throw you off is the dagger she throws, because you have to L1, and then get ready to like super parry or block what he's doing. Now, when she does these aerial snakes, you just want to move from one side of the map to the other. Obviously these portals will appear above you, so wherever you are, just move to the other side of the map quickly, and you'll usually be able to outrun him anyways. And meanwhile, he's obviously doing all the same stuff, so it just gets more difficult. As soon as you see these daggers in there, prioritize them. Prioritize tapping L1 to block the damage, and then just constantly be doing the same things that you were doing in the first phase. Now, sometimes she'll release this little orb, just like with Lady Ethereal, very easy. We just want to jump into it and tap L1 to get rid of it, and then that will also get you a key charge. Keep in mind, you can parry while in the air just like that, so make sure to always keep going for the parries, even if you're, currently falling down. Now, the one thing that we haven't seen yet is when she summons snakes that go from the left to the right. So she'll do that sometimes where, yeah, the snakes will appear on one side of the map. You kind of have to jump and dash to get away from it, and then it'll appear on the other side of the map after that. So here's another super mega parry, so I just know I'm going to go in as much as I possibly can, using my key charges to place talismans and also spamming my arrows, because you could see his HP just reduce so quickly when we're spamming all of this stuff. And you really want to get him killed as quickly as possible because, yeah, his sister makes things just so tricky. Now here she goes summoning the snake, so I could see the portal on the right side. I know the snake's coming, so I'm going to jump up, and then you also have a double jump, or at least you should. So you can double jump and then also dash to get away from the snake. And then I also know that the snake is going to be coming from the other side here as well right afterwards. So I'm getting ready for that. And then I'm just going to double jump over the snake and look to dash while also dashing out of his big slam there. So it kind of serves 2 purposes. And here comes the drag. Yeah, the drag is always the thing that you got to watch out for because that will really, really throw you off. His drag and then also her daggers. Her daggers are really what makes this difficult difficult because, yeah, you're trying to like super parry him, but, you know, her daggers will interrupt you. But if you use the super parry to just throw all your stuff out at him, you can really focus him down very quickly, and down goes Fuxi for the second time. So hope that guide helped. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe for more guides. Bye-bye.